Hello, this is a musical instrument from the island of Bali called a tingklik. It sounds like this. Unfortunately, I only have one and they're meant to be played in pairs. So I'm on a quest to build a second one out of things I have around my house. Okay, so let's get started with our project. We're going to take some old bamboo wind chimes and turn them into a musical instrument. We've got this old bamboo wind chime, and first thing we'll do is start taking it apart. Oops, I meant to do that. These wind chimes are pretty old. Hanging off my back porch for the last about 18 years. They're pretty dried out and bad shape. You can see they're pretty dirty, they're dried out, and we've got some cracks in them. So we're going to see what we can do to restore these to playable condition, make them musical. Okay, the next step, we're going to clean it off. We've got some non-toxic household cleaner, some paper towels, and we will just see what we can do. We've got getting 18 years of filth off of this. It's actually coming up fairly nicely. We've got a hose clamp. I need to expand that out a little bit. Good. All right, and then we'll tighten that up. All right, looking pretty good. Pretty firm without further cracking anything. Now with that on, get a fairly decent tone. And I'm going to take standard electrical tape and I'm going to go around nice and tight. I'm going to do it right below the notch there. Go around one more time. All right. Flip that off like that. Let's see what we got. All right, and hopefully we have something a little better. I would say that's about 200% better. Hopefully that's a permanent solution. Okay, so here we're looking at the underside of the original. We can see what we've got here. We've got our resonator tube here, and then the open part here that forms the rest of the key. And what we're going to want to do is make a bunch of keys that roughly conform to this layout. So what we're going to do is measure the interior of each of these resonator tubes, like that. Make ourselves a chart, which I have done. And then we're going to want to measure the overall length of the key. And when we do that, what we'll do is take our wind chime tubes, we'll mark the key that we want to make. If you can see that, I've marked where I need to cut along here in order to get that tube length. And then on this side, I've marked where I need to lop that off to get the overall length for the matching key. Now I'll go out to my garage and take my scissors or my jigsaw and make those cuts. I won't take my computer out there because I don't want to get sawdust in the works. But that's what I'll do with these keys. And once I have done so, I will get something that looks roughly like this. Obviously, this needs to be cleaned up and sanded and all that. But I have cut that part out. I've lopped off the end there. And this should be a rough equivalent to, if I can get these alongside, to this key right here on the original. Now what you'll notice is I've cut this a little bit longer because you never know when you might need a little extra to work with. But the other reason I did that is I didn't like how short these were. So if I can go a little bit longer and then through the tuning process bring that to the pitch that I want anyway, a longer key is going to be better, especially on these short keys. And it'll give a little better tone. And I need all the help I can get in getting a good tone out of these old cracked and broken wind chime tubes. So once I've got all the keys cut, rough cut to the dimensions I want, then it's just a matter of tuning. And for those of you familiar with tuning keys, this is going to sound obvious, but a lot of people have never done this. Basically, to bring the pitch up, if the pitch is too low and you need to bring it up, you take material off the end, and if you need to bring the pitch down, you take it out of the middle here. And first thing you need to do is find where the node is, and the node is that point where you can grab it and you get a nice clear vibration. And I think that's going to be about right there. So anything you take away from the portion of the key above the node, that will bring the pitch up. Anything you take out of this area below will bring the pitch down. And I'll once I get all the keys cut, I will do that on my drum sander and get them all tuned. Okay, so we're out in my garage, and I've cut all my tubes to the appropriate length. And I've even marked at the bottom what pitch I want them to be. There goes the dog. And I've got my drill press set up with a drum sander here. And what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take a measurement of what the pitch actually is right now. And then I'm going to show you how to get the pitch that it should be. I'm going to turn on my digital tuner. First I need to find the node. That didn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Move your hand up and down until, nice clear tone. And my digital tuner says that that is a B. So, if the pitch needs to go down, I take it out of this portion. The node was about right here, so I take it out of this portion below the node. If the pitch needs to go up for some reason, I take it out of this portion. So, the pitch needs to go down. So I'm going to take it out of this portion right here. Turn on my digital tuner again and see if we've had any movement. A little bit. I need a lot. So I'm going to get radical now. Find my note again. You'll see it's usually right about a quarter of the length. Now I've got a sharp A. That's good because I'm heading for an E A flat. So that's okay. So now it's an A. I've still got a ways to go, but that's the idea. You keep tuning it until you get what you need. Here's my longest key. Let's see where that is pitch-wise. That is an E. I want to come down to E flat, right? Always check and make sure I've written it right there. That came down a little bit. It's got a ways to go, but that's the idea. I'm going to take one of these smaller ones. I suspect the pitch might need to actually go up on some of these. Let's take a look. That's an F. Mm, mm, mm. That's pretty close to an E flat. Okay, so that's the principle involved there. Okay, for the next step, we need to string up the instrument so that the keys can be mounted on the frame. Oh, yeah, I didn't show you making the frame. Me making the frame. Made a frame, and I'm not going to bother showing you the process of making this frame because if you have opposable thumbs and the ability to hold a screwdriver, I can just about guarantee that your woodworking skills are better than mine. So, I'm going to string this up, and I've got some nylon cord, uh, and we're gonna string it up loosely at first so that we can take some measurements. Okay, so I've got the cording tied loosely going through my holes here. What I'm going to do is set the keys in here without fastening them in. I'm going to need more slack. Okay, so now we have it all loosely strung up. And now what we want to do is try to get these, and I've got a piece of tape at the striking point on each of these keys, and the striking point is basically where that inner curve hits. And what I want now is for them to be more or less collinear. Ooh, sounds like we're back in school with math and whatnot. And once we get that happening, then we'll know where to put the attach point on each of these keys. I want to make sure these are far enough up that there's enough room to play. Nice. Okay, so now I need to mark the attach point on each of these keys. Now I'm going to mark on each one right where that cross piece comes across. That's going to be the attach point for each of these keys. And I've got my drill press set up with a 1/4-inch bit, and I've got the marking where that attach point should be. Very gently like that. I want to be very careful when we do this because the last thing we want to do is to have gone through all this process and then split one of these keys. Perfect. Nice to have something actually go as well. There we go. Careful to get it right in the center of the key, even though my marks may not have been right in the center. I want to center these holes. Like a dream. Okay, the next step, I need a bunch of about inch-long pieces of, I've got bamboo skewers here. You can use matchsticks, what have you, and these don't have to be measured very precisely, about an inch. And I need 11 of them. And I'm guaranteed to drop at least one of them, so I'm going to make a dozen. 2, 3, and as you see, I'm not measuring exactly. They just need to be about an inch long. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I'm going to get 11 out of this one skewer. Maybe I don't have to ruin a second skewer. There's 11. So yeah, little pieces, about an inch long. Oh, for people who don't live in the United States and use normal measurements, about 2 centimeters long. Okay, so now I'm going to make my little attachment. I knew it. I dropped my little bamboo piece. What did I do with it? Ha ha ha. It's here somewhere. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to take this cord now. I've got it tied off to this end, and I'm going to double it over and push it through. And it's going to be a pretty tight fit, and we want it to be, because we don't want these sliding around very much. And then I'm going to take the little bamboo piece that I just cut off and attach, put it underneath so that it's, yeah, turn this over. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Then pull this taut and trap it there, like that. Okay. And if you're at all familiar with other Indonesian instruments, this is how Balinese gangsa are attached, or Javanese gender are attached. It's the same method. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm going to string this through. And I've cut these cords about twice as long as the cross piece here, figuring I'm going to be taking up the slack as I go. Hopefully that will be a sufficient amount. When I'm stringing genders, that's typically what I need. About 2 to 2.5 times the length. All right, let's get the next key. Oh, there's the one I dropped. Okay. Now I'm going to repeat that process. Push that through. Grab my little bamboo piece. Trap it on the other underside there. And I just dropped it. Usually I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. All right. And then you take up the slack by pulling through on the one side, and then take up the slack with the other on the other side. And there we go. And so I'll repeat that process for all 11 keys, and we'll see what we get. Okay, here's my finished product, tingklik, that I made out of wind chimes and scrap wood in my garage, plus a few other miscellaneous items. Let's see what it sounds like. Not perfect, but we're on our way there. I need to do some tuning, obviously, some touch-ups, but I'm pretty happy with the results. So, what do we do if we have really severe cracks? Like that. Now we have to glue them, and so I'm using wood glue, and again I'm using the adjustable hose clamp. I'm gonna I can put glue along the crack. You don't need a lot, just very lightly. And And the nice thing about these adjustable hose clamps is they're going to supply more or less even pressure all the way around, which you really can't get otherwise, but you really need it. There we go. A pretty severe crack, but we're going to seal this up. I'm going to wipe off the excess with a paper towel. Then we'll leave that overnight, and we should have a tube that's in better repair. You may have to do, for something that's got multiple cracks in it, you may have to repeat this process until you get a tube that sounds right.